Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining. And for those that have been on the call since, thank you for exercising patience and waiting on the call. So once again, I'm introducing you to today's webinar and welcoming you officially as well. This webinar is hosted by Ha-Shem Limited, and it's in collaboration with our Dynamics 365 partner, Alletec. My name is Oluwaseun Bamidele. I'm a digital marketing associate at Ha-Shem Limited, and I am your host for today's webinar. So I would like to introduce you to today's webinar. And this webinar is aimed at taking your business to the next level with Dynamics 365 Business Central. Now, Dynamics 365 Business Central is a technologically advanced all-in-one business management solution with automated processes. And it has global mobility, easy accessibility, and strong defenses to protect your business. Now, for a quick introduction from our partner side, we have ERP George on the call this morning, and we also have Guarav on the call as well. We also have Alletec on the call. Thank you for joining today's call. And also from our end here, we have our sales and marketing team from Ha-Shem Limited as well on the call, as well as some of our customers. So for Dynamics 365, we'll be having Guarav Raj, who will be our speaker for today, and he'll be taking us through the overview of Dynamics 365 Business Central. He is a subject matter expert on Dynamics 365 Business Central. And just before we kickstart today's webinar, I would like to share some housekeeping rules for every one of us to be able to have a seamless learning experience. Now, first, I would like to appreciate if everyone has their mics muted throughout the session. And if you have any question as our speaker takes us through, kindly type it in the chat window, or you can pen it down and hold on to it until the question and answer session, where we'll be addressing the questions. Also, during the question and answer session, you can then signify by raising your hand with the raise hand feature that you have on your meeting window, and I will call on you to proceed to ask your question. Kindly note that this session is being recorded as well, and the recording will be made available to all attendees after the webinar. There will also be a feedback survey towards the end of this session, which we would appreciate if everyone can fill in order for us to know how we are doing, how we can improve, and what other topics are of interest to you that you would like us to cover in one of our future sessions as well. Finally, you can keep us with us on our events like this one by following us on social media. During the course of the webinar, I'm going to be sharing a link to our social media channels in the chat window. And please feel free to follow us on our social media platforms or anyone that you prefer amongst everything that I'll be sharing with you. So right now, I'll be handing over the session to Guarav so that we can kickstart the webinar for today. Hello, Guarav.
Hi, thanks, and good morning, everyone. I will be taking you through the product, which is D365 Business Central today. Before that, we want to share a slide deck just to give you an overview of where does this product, which is D365 Business Central, sits into the umbrella with Microsoft in our business solutions. So I would request my colleague Globy to share his slide deck. He's sharing his slide deck and explain us and share with us about how does this product sits into the complete business solution stack, and how it can be helpful. And after that, I will be taking you through the product, which is D365 Business Central.
Yep, thanks, Guarav. So once again, good morning, everyone who is on the call. This again is Globy George. I head the sales for Ollie Technologies. And as Gaurav said, we have a couple of our colleagues today on the call. Gaurav is a subject matter expert for Business Central, and we also have Alok on the call, who is a subject matter expert for CRM. So if you're signed up for the CRM webinar tomorrow, Alok will be taking us through a high-level overview of Dynamics 365 customer engagement, which is part of the, which is basically the CRM. So what I will do is I'll just very quickly give a context to the ERP that we'll be discussing and the demo that Gaurav will be showing. And I won't take more than 5 minutes on that. Maybe have a quick couple of slides on what the ERP is all about, the product that we're discussing. We did get some idea of the various products that you're using. So we saw that some are using, people, all of you are using different ERP products, some large ones, some small to medium segment ones, irrespective. One thing we appreciate is the way the ERP has evolved. The expectation from the business today for the ERP are some of the points we have put these not necessarily in the order, but we have put some of the key things that people are looking for. One of them, if you look at is, today information is so much in silos that one of the first things which the chief financial officers or the finance department or the people on the manufacturing floor, one of the biggest challenges is how to get a unified view of all the information that is there, how to get some intelligent insights, because data today is so much dispersed in different systems. So one of the key things, how we can bring all the data together. So integration is very key. Second, you can see the security, especially because of the pandemic, because of the whole COVID-19, etc., where a lot more people are working remote. Suddenly, the security has become one of the key aspects. There's a lot of incidents, where because people are working from home, they're no longer in the offices. It's easier for the bad elements to hack into the system. So how do you secure the data which is over there? How do you increase the productivity? How do you equip the employees to work much faster and and much better, increasing the productive output that they have? And the other one is how do you streamline the entire processes? Again, because even as the technology evolves, it becomes more and more complex. How do you ensure that it's still very user friendly? Because today's people are more used to just like Amazon kind of an experience or online shopping kind of an experience. They definitely do not want to have a experience of, which was 15 years back or 20 years back. How do you ensure that they're very comfortable working in the systems that the processes are streamlined? If you look at that mobility and flexibility, again, it goes back to people are no longer want to do programming on the computers, to create a product in the system, etc. They want as simple usability as possible. The other one is, they should be able to log in from wherever. It doesn't matter if I'm using my laptop, if I'm using my tablet or cell phone. It should have to give me the same experience. Again, this has come out of the whole B2C movement, which is brought by Amazon, etc. So I should not be restricted to a single device. I should not be restricted to any single place. It should be omni-channel, multi-location. I can log in from any device that I want. So all this becomes, very important. And finally, the last box that you see is forecasting and reporting, which again becomes very critical for the, so I do not know how many of you are from the finance department, but
Hello, Guarav.
Hello, yeah.
Okay.
I also cannot hear Globy. I don't know.
Okay, I think you had network issues. You can go on. Thank you.
Let me just check with Globy.
Okay. So please, let's exercise patience while it deals with network issues.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was speaking on mute till now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go on.
Globy, actually, we were able to hear you very well. It was only few last seconds that we could not hear.
Okay.
So
somehow it went on mute.
Now.
Yeah, somehow it went on mute. I apologize.
Oh.
So did I cover forecasting? Was the last thing I was touching upon? Did I cover? I mean, did you hear that? Okay.
Yes.
So
yes, go on.
Yeah. So so I was saying that the chief financial officers typically say Reporting is one of the biggest challenges because they are not able to not only close the book on time, they are not able to even have a clear forecast of the different parameters. Because of the how the system is so old, and it's legacy, based on the legacy technologies, etc. So I was spending a couple of minutes there. From a technology point of view, we know that today's expectation is it's a platform based, which means that it should be unified, it should be scalable, it should be connected, it should be intelligent. So if you look at the slide, the tech from a technology perspective, so I don't know how many CIOs or from IT team people are there on the call, but one would expect it to be cloud based, because cloud immediately means it's scalable. It is it provides the whole redundancy, it provides security. So ideally it should be cloud based. BI is very important. Data is the new oxygen, and the amount of that data that gets created, but one has to work with that data to make it useful, to have useful insights. One need to massage the data so that you can have a predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, diagnostic, descriptive, etc. So the various good things that you do with BI along with the AI ML. So that's how something that we can look at it. It should be ready and easy to adopt. Earlier ERP projects used to take years together. Now people do not have so much patience anymore. They want something that can be rolled out very fast. And if you look at the last column, configuration versus customization. I remember when we were doing ERP, let's say 10-15 years back, people would say, oh, my process, etc., so different that you have to customize everything, and it will take years to do a total custom development product based on the customer's requirement. But today people are going the other way around. Today people are saying, hey, as long as it it fills my processes, as long as it brings the best of the breed practices, I'm okay to adopt what the out of the box is. So a little bit of customization, of course, is required, but please do out of the box as much as possible. And of course, we touched upon the integration part, etc. earlier. So this is what basically we will be covering, or Gaurav will be covering as part of the D365 Business Central today. He'll be demoing some of these aspects, some of these elements that we'll be showing. Because finally it's a platform which, again I said, which is open, which is connected, which will help you to transform your products, which will help you to collaborate with your partners or vendors, which will help you to equip your sales and your teams, your internal employees, so they are able to be more productive. So that's basically what we'll be showcasing. A quick 2-minute overview of who we are as Alletec. So we, as Ha-Shem team introduced, we have been Microsoft partners for the last 20 years. We specialize on Microsoft Dynamics and the Power Platform piece. So we are on 220 Dynamics specialist resources. Over the last 20 years, we have done around 700 implementations or engagements for customers globally. And we are one of the strong partners of Microsoft, having won various awards, accolades over the years. Obviously, I do not want to go into the deep, but whichever award you can think of, we have won them over the period of time. Currently, we have around 100 active customers around 30 countries in Europe, in Asia, in Americas, little part of Africa, sprinkle of customers in Africa, and of course Southeast Asia. And as a product coverage, we do everything in what Microsoft believes is a platform-based approach. So they talk about Business Central for the small to medium segment customers. We do that. For enterprise customers, they have finance and supply chain. We have a separate strong team for that. Then, of course, the entire CRM, which we'll be covering tomorrow, which includes sales, service, marketing. We do engagements for that, and then the data and the Power Platform. So with this, I would like to hand over the mic over to Gaurav. Unless you have any questions regarding the organization as a partner itself, and we are very happy to collaborate with Ha-Shem. We've been working on opportunities for the last few months, and there's great response from the market because Ha-Shem has a great credibility in the market, and we bring the dynamics expertise. So we look forward to working with some of you in the near future. Thank you. Gaurav, over to you.
Thanks, Globy. Thanks very much. That was definitely helpful as an introduction, and I would now want to share my screen so that I can take you through the product itself. Right. If anybody can confirm the browser window is visible, it should say Dynamics 365 Business Central.
Yes, we can see that.
Confirm? Okay, yeah. Thank you, thank you. So here is what here we have logged into Business Central, and this is the cloud ERP from Microsoft, very new in the segment. Earlier, it might be referred to by different and Navision, but this is very new in that stream and much more improvised and I would say revamped to meet the today's market demand, and which is today's market demand is ability to work on the business applications from anywhere. They should be on cloud. They should be able to adapt to any kind of business requirements and provide as much as information in the least possible clicks. And that is, I should say, this product fits very well into these criteria. I have logged into Business Central using the browser client, which means that this is a fully browser compatible ERP solution, which is Dynamics 365 Business Central. There is a browser client that I'm using. There is also a tablet client, and there is a mobile client with a universal mobile app. So you can use it from any device. It could be any browser. It could be Internet or Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or whichever, it works beautifully without any limitations, number one. Then it works with all kind of mobile devices, whether it is iOS or Android. So there is a standard out of the box app available from Microsoft that can be downloaded and connected to this instance, your Business Central instance. So when we log in here, we get to see a dashboard, and this dashboard is based on the profile that I have been assigned. Here I see everything, a lot of menus. First of all, at the top, as you can see, there is finance, cash management. Let me just do a quick drill down on that. So under finance, we have a lot of options to define budget for our chart of accounts, our GL fixed assets, running the reports using account schedules, uh, running the analysis on sales and purchase, handling currencies, employees, journal vouchers for the expenses, and much more. And similarly, we have cash management. That is another module using which you can handle your bank accounts, bank statements, bank reconciliations, your payment terms. There is a bank reconciliation. Then you can also define the cash flow forecast, right? You can make payments to the vendor and you can receive money from the customers. So all that has been added under cash management. That is another module. And sales has customer item orders, quotations, blanket sales orders, sales returns, sales invoices, posted invoices, and like that. Similarly, we have purchasing area where you would see things related to your purchase and procurement, comprising of vendors, purchase prices, your rate agreements, purchase orders and purchase invoices, purchase receipts, which is also referred to as a good receipt note or GRN, your credit memo, and there are many more things when we go inside each one of them. So these are the main functions which are available to me on my dashboard, because I have been assigned a profile which allows me to take care of both the area, which is, or I would say all these area, which is finance, sales, purchase, and cash management. That is why my dashboard shows me quick actions for creating a sales quotation. So, for example, if a customer calls me or a prospect calls me and they ask for quote, I can simply go into the quote action here, create a quotation, and I I'm going to show that to you in a while. Let me first cover the dashboard. So going down here with the after these quick actions, we have sales code, sales order, sales invoice. Also options for creating the purchase orders, purchase invoices. We can create new customer and vendor directly from here. So for example, if we have a requirement to register new customer, then on the payment side, a lot of reports which are financial statements. So that is another challenge which companies find. How can we generate and how easily can we generate our financial statements? Uh, Income statement, balance sheet are the tough ones because it requires compiling the data from a lot of areas. But you see here when we log in and as a user or a profile that I am assigned as a business coordinator or somebody from finance area, he would readily be able to generate the balance sheet and income statement, cash flows, and my other customer statements and many more reports like aging reports. So there is also an option of Excel report. You see trial balance, balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, retained earning, trial balance, aged accounts receivable, and aged accounts payable. These are generally the the most basic or most important MIS or the reports that any management is looking forward to, and all those are actually added on your dashboard, just very easily accessible and to you. Then we go down on the dashboard further. It is showing me what is the sales this month, what has been the overdue sales invoice. So it is these could be your basically KPIs where you are being measured that how much is overdue or how much is still receivable pending not received from the customer. Uh, so your dashboard helps you monitor and track and action on those KPIs, and that is through these dynamic tiles. You see there are these many sales orders opens, these many sales invoices, then there are ongoing purchase orders, 28 purchase orders which are still under progress, under processing, maybe not approved, and like that. There are payments, there are incoming documents. So if you are wanting to use some kind of invoice import feature, so that is the invoicing incoming document feature is used for. Next you see is user tasks. Um, this dashboard or this product, Business Central, also allows you to assign tasks to your teammates or for yourself. Um, and this task could be as simple as generating a report and sending it to somebody, or creating a master document, or verifying something, right? So create, uh, generate which report? Let's say TV trial balance, and send it to me. Let's say my name is Gaurav. So I am going to assign it to another person from the list. Okay. So it could be, let's say, this person, Andrew. Okay, fine. And then what kind of group? What is the due date? I need it by, let's say, tomorrow. And completion percentage that would be entered by him. So what would happen actually as soon as I have created this task is going to appear on his dashboard. Let me create it for myself because I want to show that to you on my dashboard. Okay, and this is high priority. Start date, we can define it as today. And there are more information that we can provide. What is the task item? Task item could be it could be linked to the report. Well, I'm going into the detail, but let me go back now to my dashboard and see. You see, there is one pending task. So so my dashboard is telling me what needs to be action upon. So I have one task. It might be assigned to me by my boss. Okay, so I would now. So this is for generation of trial balance. I will generate it. I will send that in the system. So you can generate the report and send it to the user as PDF from the system itself. Let's say I have done it, so I will just mark it complete, and hence my dashboard is says zero task pending. So I know that what are the tasks required to be completed within whatever time. Approvals, email status approvals are the it could be purchase order approval, purchase quote, or sales quote quotation approval, sales order approval, maybe my master approval, like I'm creating a customer and need an approval on that whether the information is correct or not, vendor approval, item approval, and like that. Or maybe my journal batch, my salary payment journal, expenses journal is to be approved by my manager. So we can assume and we know that this system is going to be used by people in all the departments, starting from finance to sales to purchase to inventory, warehouse, production, uh, service, right? projects, all those area can use this ERP system, and the approvals might be required for any one of them. From it could be coming from any department. System is intelligent enough to find out the hierarchy and show the pending request on the approver's dashboard. So if I had to approve any request, so those would be uh, shown here, request to approve. So we have request sent for approval and request to approve. So this will show me what I have sent for approval. This tile will show me what has been pending for approval by me. Then you have self-service, which is for timesheets. So if we are using a projects module where there are a lot of people working on a project and we need to monitor the timesheet, and based on that timesheet, we need to send out the invoices to our customer. So here is this feature, which is the timesheet. Again, on the dashboard, I've still not gone into the respective module or functionality. Then we see intelligent insights from the system automatically. This is just within the system. It is still not Power BI. So it is showing me how is my sales distributed with different customers. So I want to see who are my top 5 customers, and that is my business performance. And there are more options that we can, more charts that we can choose from. That is sales trend by customer groups, and it runs on the area, on the period, basically, not the area. So as of now, in this period, there is no sale. That is why no sales registered in this demo environment. That's why it is not showing anything. On the right side, it is showing my favorite accounts which I want to track. And generally, we want to look at cash accounts, the bank accounts. So that one has been added for me. I've added it on my dashboard, and I can add more of them. You see this manage list, so I can decide which accounts do you want to monitor, and these accounts are nothing but my GL accounts, because every entry, no matter I do a purchase, a sale, or a inventory procurement or any expense, they go and sit in my accounts, and those accounts we can define and configure here as my favorite. Favorite means because I need to look at them without much effort. So while browsing from top to bottom on the dashboard, I have got a good insight of my complete business, how we are how we are doing in our sales area, purchase area, my approvals, tasks, my timesheets, my business insights, my GL as to what is my financial position. Then I can look at the trial balance. You see, left side is the trial balance and right side is the Power BI reports. So Power BI reports, again, it can be added if we have the Power BI reports set up, which is again a BI tool available from Microsoft, which can be very quickly set up and configured to be running with Business Central, and the reports will display dashboard itself. So that is BI tool from Microsoft, which is very easy to consume, to set up, and develop for any customer. And there is a separate licensing for it. Any questions about or on this dashboard, or what I have spoken so far? Anything? Okay. I hope I'm audible, right? My voice is audible.
I think you can go on.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
After this, I want to show you something which is, so click on the 3 lines, and what I see is actually the full stack in Business Central, and that is the different modules and the granules that we have. First of all, let me show that in summary, which is we have finance module, we have HR module. Finance module, as I showed you, it takes care of all your general ledger transactions, your cash management, your expenses, your fixed assets, banking, etc., including the reporting, right? The financial statements and reporting. It also covers the AR and AP part, so where you are receiving the money or you are paying the money to the vendors. So that part is also covered under finance. Human resource takes care of your, let me just expand this. So you have general ledger, cash management. Accounting is another area or another module that can be used. It is basically useful in the manufacturing industry because where there we want to know how is the cost being incurred or where the cost is being incurred. So we know uh, and we can know and optimize our costs. So we have cost centers, cost objects, and cost types. So this is a good way of analyzing our business. I would say our manufacturing components and costs. So the system can help us telling this is where most of the cost is going, or on this cost center or this cost object. Then we have receivables, payables, fixed assets. We have inventory where we can have inventory periods. We have physical inventory counts. We
Gaurav,
can. Yes, please.
Gaurav, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Somebody has a question, I think. Can you just look
Oh,
at the question, please, in the chat window?
okay, just a second. I will need to. In the chat window? One second.
Yes, he's going to type it in the chat window soon.
Yes, please. Yeah. On the finance section,
Can you see the question now?
how can you compare the finance capability of D365 with Sage Evolution? Uh, the finance capability, though it would be, I would not have a point-to-point comparison chart here with Sage Finance functionality. However, I can show you what all is there in finance and which is I don't find anything which is missing in here in the finance module. And the first thing is that the finance module here is tightly and very well integrated with all these other modules, be it manufacturing, be it warehouse, services, post-sale service, purchase, sale, and projects module. And then starting from budgeting to reporting, there is everything in Business Central. So we can define GL budgets in this screen. We can run budget versus actual. Once we have transactions entered in the system, we can define our own reports using account schedules. That is how we can slice and dice the data that is in your chart of accounts on your GL. We can have VAT reporting and submission of VAT reports returns using the system. There is intercompany transaction, which means that we can have multiple. So in a scenario where we are working with not just one entity, we have multiple entities. Like we have Kronos 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are part of group companies. So that Business Central allows you to set up one instance with multiple legal entities. On top of that, you can have intercompany transactions. Okay, intercompany, you see all of these options are there. And you can have a GL consolidation, which means that consolidation and elimination, which means that when you are required to generate the report for the group, you can actually use this feature to generate a consolidated trial balance to basically run the trial balance and submit to your management.
So I had a point here, Gaurav. So the gentleman who asked the question, may I know which company are you from? And are you using Sage Evolution right now?
Maybe they need to.
Okay, yeah. So you are okay. No, it's interesting because just maybe 2 weeks back, Ha-Shem and Alletec, we had a conversation. Uh, oh, okay, okay, got it. Thank you, thank you. We had a conversation with a different company, in the neighborhood, and incidentally, and they are not your company, and they are also using Sage Evolution. And at least, the pain points or the challenges that they mentioned were multiple, right? So they mentioned that all reports right now is being done manually. Once the posting is done, the reports are not coming out in time. and they're not able to do the invoices in advance. Quarterly contract liability was an issue. So there were whole lot of challenges that they mentioned. And similarly, just now, like what Gaurav is doing, Gaurav was doing the demo. So the finance team kept on asking, I mean, saying one challenge after the other, one issue after the other, and Gaurav was able to show that in the Business Central on the fly. So it was very interesting. It went on for at least 2 hours, where Gaurav did not follow the script that he normally does for BC demos. The customer was driving it, or like 3 or 4 people from the key finance users, including the CFO. They were asking all the questions, and Gaurav was diving into it and showing it. And they were incidentally using the same Sage evolution. So we do not know exactly, again, as Gaurav said, we do not have a point-to-point comparison, but based, and maybe it's also the way it is architected, the way it's implemented, that also has a also bearing. But I think common things that we hear is ease of use. Second thing is the reporting. The third, and the speed and the agility, etc., that Business Central provides is definitely may not be there as much in your when you're using it. So if you have specific pain points, you can just look at it now while Gaurav is doing the demo, and you can see that maybe it is out of the box in Business Central, or it can be it can be done in a better way. So I would actually flip it and request you at the end of this whole webinar, maybe if you can share your feedback how Business Central looks, compared to what you're using right now. That will be helpful for the forum.
Yeah, thanks, Globy. And that's correct. We cannot and we should not compare it just by line items. We will not be able to possibly, because we have everything here in Business Central which is possibly there in any other ERP, or they might not have it. So we rarely had a chance where the customer said we have this particular requirement in our business, but Business Central does not or cannot provide it from the financial management perspective. But on top of that, I also want to show you how user friendly it is to work in Business Central, because it has a very good integration with Excel, and Excel is considered as a very useful tool when it comes to data entry. And for that reason, let's say we have to create a big journal batch, and journal batch could be for salary, for expenses, or if you can see, and this is there, this kind of journal batches are there in every system. So what I can do is I can actually prepare the journal batch in Excel and push it to Business Central. So I'll try to show that to you here. I've taken some debit and credit, some example, and here you will have edit in Excel. So you have a function. You see, this is open in Excel, so you can take this into Excel, or I can edit in Excel. So when I click on edit in Excel, firstly I have to share the full screen for this. Is the Excel visible, or I think I should share it again?
It's not visible yet.
Yeah,
it's visible now. Yes.
Right. So what the system is doing, it is creating a connection. This Excel is creating a connection on the right side with Business Central, and it is going to bring up the data that it found in the journal batch. And then after this is done, we can populate the data in Excel and then push it from here directly. So this is the way the productivity is can be increased very, very easily for the users who are very comfortable with I would say Excel. This can be a very beautiful way to populate the data and push the data to business. And you see right side we have publish. So this is going to publish the data to Business Central. I just created some demo entries, not much meaningful values. Published successful workbook uploaded. So let's jump onto my batch. Okay, here we see all the entries have come up. So when we have to compare and understand there are multiple aspects in which we have to look at it. The usability, the user friendliness, how easy is it to customize, maybe a custom report, how tight integration it has with things like Outlook. You can work on this from your Outlook as well. There is a direct Outlook integration. You can work from within Outlook. You can work with Excel, in Excel. Then how good is its integration with CRM? So Alok is going to help us uh, look at with the Dynamics CRM tomorrow, and that is very well integrated with Business Central. So the transactions done in Business Central can go to CRM directly without much any with just some configuration, and also the other way around. Also, I spoke about Power BI. Power BI is very useful for reporting, and we should set up some time to show how does the Power BI reports look like, and how we have had many customers generate very intelligent reports from Business Central in Power BI. So that uh, so if we should look at it as a package, and that package as for handling and addressing my complete business from CRM to my operations, which is my sales, my purchase, inventory, finance, procurement, production, if we have maybe logistics and e-commerce. So this system is very well integratable also, because it has out of the box APIs to integrate with the third party applications. This could be e-commerce applications, this could be your other workflow systems or CRM systems, or depending upon what the need is. This, yeah. Does that answer your question? Sorry, who was it helpful? Okay. Okay, so let me give you some more insights of what is there. These were the modules, and I was talking about financial management. I will quickly move to other areas. That was general ledger. Then we have something called there's procurement. Procurement, where we have purchasing. In there we have vendors, contact. Would you like to go through these modules, or should I actually show you something running on the system? So let me consider a scenario where a contact or somebody prospect is calling you, and he says that, hey, can you send me the quotation for so and so item? So let me create a new quotation. And before that, what I'm doing, just let me go back. So on this list, I see all the quotations that have been sent out to the customer so far, and its value, its status, and which customer is it. On the right side, for the same customer, it would show me attachments, and attachments are nothing but my quotations that I would have sent. So you need not to search around and look for, hey, what was the quotation that I have sent? It is here in the system. You need to go and look for it, right? And it would be in the PDF format. And this could be, you see sales quotation. So version 1, version 2, the first one was sent on 458. Then the customer called me and told me, hey, this doesn't look good. Can you change the price to this and this, or maybe a discount or something? Then the second version has been sent on 5.5. So system is taking care of the versioning of sales quotations, approval of sales quotation from your sales manager, sending those quotations to the customer as PDF, recording those PDF in the system for reference purpose, and then once the quotation is accepted by the customer or your prospect, converting this quotation to order. So let me show that use case to you. So first of all, I'm going to maybe I should show you something which is already prepared, like create research. Here is a quotation that was created by me in the previous demo. There's a guest chair. This could be an item in any industry. It could be a healthcare item. It could be some other trading item or manufacturing item. So we have given a quotation for 10 pieces at the rate of 289, and at the right side, see such a beautiful view it has. It is showing me the customer statistics and the history. How many orders, how many quotations, what is the outstanding, right? What is the availability of the item that I'm talking about? So this item, which is Berlin guest chair, I have 100 pieces available in my inventory. So if he asks me, hey, can you supply it to me by tomorrow? I can check the inventory right from here. And this guy is nobody but a salesperson. So he can directly confirm, yes, we have enough inventory. If you are looking something below 100, we can supply it by tomorrow, right? Anything more than that might take some more time. Okay. And here are the attachments. So what I would have done, you see there is a print option, there is a send by email option, there is a attach as PDF option. So I can also, if the email has been configured, I can send it by email. Here we have send approval request. So for example, in the system, we have configured it to it for mandatory approval from the bosses, because as a mandate in our organization, every quotation which goes out should be approved. Here is the option for central approval, and only once it is approved, we can send this quotation to the customer. So a lot of options here for the quotation, statistics, comments, attachments, approvals. But then at the last, you might get the approval from the customer. So I will convert this to order. Before that, let us go into these attachments and let's look at what was the quotation. Okay, yeah, let's preview it. So it is showing me Berlin guest chair 10 pieces, VAT value or HST. So in this case, we have configured GST, but depending upon the area and the country, it could be GST or VAT, sales tax. So it is very well placed, formatted quotation. Definitely, customer would definitely understand that this is from a very professional system. And right, so or no matter if I am on leave and somebody else has to look into it, my manager has to look into this quotation because the customer is calling him, he will also have the same view as I am having. Then the next thing is, let's say he wants to confirm, so I will click on make order, and what system is going to do is, do you want to convert the quote to order? Yes. And the quotation has been converted to order number, and the order number is 1053. Do you want to open the new order? Yes. So quotation has now been converted to order, and order is 1053. And you see the quotation attachments, the two PDF quotation have been forwarded, or I would say passed on from the quotation to order. So no matter now we are working on the order, but we would know what has been sent as a quotation, what was quoted to the customer. And now we have this order. This is the order number. You see, we have the customer information, the complete customer information. We have the customer details here on the right side. I can, for the benefit of a space on my screen, I will hide that, and now it shows me promise delivery date, my reference number, salesperson involved, the complete customer information, the document date, the work description, and then we have the lines which tells us what are the items. Now these items could be my stock item, my inventory item, or my service item, or my non-stock item, which I need to ship or sell to the customer. So quantity, rate, measure, whether it is taxable, what is the line including tax, what is the discount, every information is here. And whether it has been shipped or not. You see, here we have column quantity shipped and quantity invoiced.
Hello, Guarav. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have a question there?
I think Lobby is raising his hands. I think he has something to say.
Yeah, when the quotation is converted to order. Oh, there were certain questions.
Yes, we also have some questions in the chat window that we might have to attend to.
Right. So let me take up these questions because I believe these would be helpful. Right. So kindly pen down the question. Okay. Can D365 Business Central be integrated with our hospital EMR custom application? See, this system, Business Central, we have integrated with many applications, including Amazon. All right. So we have customer, and also if you talk about any hospital application, which could be a bespoke application or some other application, what is required to integrate this Business Central with hospital application is APIs. If or these could be a direct integration, which is the API based integration, or it could be a file based integration also. So I probably answer this to you in a little different way by giving an example of where and how we have done the integration with Business Central, right? So you can that can tell you that in which area we have done the integrations and what has been the extent. So Amazon integration for few of our customers in US and other places, where all the orders which are placed on Amazon for this customer, they are pulled up in the system. And the inventory, now if we talk about hospital, so what is required, our that could be our bed position, that could be our inventory or stock of surgical items, my medicines. So it requires management of inventory, receiving of inventory, receiving of medicine, surgical items, like hospital beds and all those in the system. So definitely Business Central can be a fit there. We can define all the items with different category in item master. Let me show you the item master here, and then I can one by one take up the other questions. So we have item master here, and I think I created an item also, which has the item tracking, because all these items generally have a batch number and expiry. So let me just search. So it has a very beautiful search. Yeah, we have a recliner bed. Generally, it is a hospital bed actually. So here will have all the items listed, whether these are surgical items or medicines, and it will have cost, and at the top it will show me what is the inventory available, right? So we have 0 in stock as of now, but we have 2 on the order. Then the unit price, the cost, whether this is taxable, and there is something called item tracking, which defines and tells the system that this particular item would require an expiry date and a lot number or a batch number or maybe a serial number. So that is what is controlled from this setup on the item, and item is nothing but the product. So this can be defined, and when the order is received in Business Central, the inventory, the other application that you were seeing. 1 second, let me share the screen again. Yeah. So the other application, hospital application custom, which is a custom one that you were talking about, it can be easily integrated using web services, using JSON API, REST API, SOAP web services, or file-based integration. We have also done integration of this Business Central with banks like HSBC and other banks, which is mostly a file-based integration, right? So we can definitely look at the custom application, what kind of requirements. I think first we have to define the touch points. I think the first touch point would be item master, your product master. The product could be your stock item, or any other, could be bed sheets, beds, and the service item could be your beds, so like whether the beds are available or not. So that can also be done. I think mostly it would be the billing portion that should be coming from EMR to Business Central. So when any patient comes in, there could be an ongoing billing, and there could be a full and final billing at the time of discharge. At this system, Business Central can very well register new patients. We can register them as customers, and generate the billing record, the payments that we are receiving from them. So the complete ledger can be available. We can also give them the statement if they want, that how much have they been billed, and what they have paid, and what is outstanding. So integration wise, yes. From the functionality wise also, it has a good coverage. I hope if that was answered. Okay,
I think we can check the other questions now.
right. Okay. Asset management and inventory of hospital items such as drugs. Definitely, asset management I showed you is a module there. You can create fixed assets over there. And fixed assets could be your machinery, equipments, your car, your buildings and fixtures. And you can run depreciation. So system very beautifully calculates and automatically using a single click calculate the depreciation in the system and post that to your respective general ledger accounts. We also when we procure fixed assets, it posts the acquisition cost. It can have acquisition cost. It can have salvage value. You can have depreciation. You can have all top of transactions generally done with fixed assets. So yes, that is very much there. You can manage all that. When the quotation is converted to order, what will the order be? Yes, the quotation, when a quotation is converted to order, that is the automatic auto generation process, and it converts to the order automatically. However, it is not sent to the customer automatically. You have to send, and again, I will go back to my sales order screen, the order which got converted. So the sales uh, because the customer is calling us and telling that, hey, I am fine with this, can you send me the order confirmation, what is the order number? So once this order is converted, I will verify this one, and what I would verify is the information about the item, the rate, the taxes, the payment terms, the delivery dates, right? Those are the very important terms, and the delivery dates or shipping dates are important. Once I have done, I will email the confirmation from here. Okay, so a print confirmation or email confirmation or attach as PDF. What I can do is attach as PDF just to show you how does the email the order confirmation looks. Let me go to the attachments. Okay, order attachments. Oh no, sorry, I did not generate the attachment. So print uh, attach as PDF order confirmation. Perform invoice. For some reason, the order confirmation report is possibly not configured here, but we have a performer invoice. So let's say if he asks for performer invoice, here is how it will look. Okay. So here is the performer invoice on which, based on which the customer can make a payment. Okay. Other questions?
Yes, we have another question on the chat window.
Is there approval level workflow and control? For instance, not everybody can pose a GL except the CFO. Yes, very much. There are three levels of security, I would say. The first level of security is where is the dashboard. So whatever dashboard is assigned to you, for example, here I am a business uh, coordinator, so that's why I have a lot of rights. But actually, I will show you what are the different profiles that a person can be assigned. So I'm a business manager, but there can be an accountant, there could be a credit and collections manager, sales order processor, payroll administrator, project manager, inventory manager, warehouse worker. So these users, depending upon what profile has been assigned, work in only those areas. Number one, so that is the functional control. Number two is workflow, or as you are mentioning, unless we can configure in the system that unless this is, let's say, a customer or a vendor or item or a quotation, unless it is approved, we cannot post that for next step into the system. So that is the workflow based approval. The third thing is permissions. So unless we have given the permissions for somebody to post an entry in the system, it could be view, it could be edit, means write. So for example, I am posting an invoice, a sales invoice to a customer, or I would say to a customer or a patient, or it could be in a different area, like a customer who wants to hire some services from me, like shipping services, right? So sales invoice could be for any one of them, and there we want to authorize. We want to have authorized person only to be able to post the invoice into my general ledger. So that is controlled by the roles and permissions. So I can show that to you how this is done, just to give you an idea. There is something called permission set, and the permission sets. Those are as the users, depending on what they need. And you see we have view, you see view create, setup. So for different functional area, for each functional area we have uh, cost accounting, create customer, view customer. So even you see at the customer level you can have these rights given. So one person is only supposed to be able to view the customer master, other one is allowed to even create the customer, fixed assets, full rights, global administrator, intercompany, create item, view item, jobs. So likewise, see there are so many permission sets which are already there in the system, which can then be assigned to the user to control their uh, access in the system. So yes, the answer is yes, but the explanation was a more elaborated one. I hope that was addressed.
Okay, thank you so much, Guarav.
All right.
Okay, so
Any more questions to take up, or or as we can.
okay, please, if you have questions, you can drop the question in the Hi-Shem window now so that they can attend to your questions based on the webinar for today. So we'll be giving 1 or 2 minutes for everyone to drop their questions in the chat window.
So meanwhile, Gaurav, you can show some other functionality if you want to cover anything else.
Sure.
Okay, Guarav, so like how many minutes do we have for what you have left to show?
Well, I can show things on the procurement side, similar to what for next 5 minutes, or unless there is something specific that anybody wants to look at. But this time is not sufficient. This much time is not sufficient to dig into each of the functionality and show something. We can only cover it from the summarized level.
Okay.
So maybe I can talk about the features that system has. So this is definitely can be this business center can be set up on premise and also on cloud. So user has choice to do the setup depending upon what kind of infrastructure they have. And as I mentioned, this is from Microsoft. Works very well with Outlook, Excel, CRM, Power BI, and Power Platform tools like Power Automate. I mean, those are some of the advanced tool to which the world is moving these days, which are like more of low code and no code platform solutions. And this system is definitely customizable. We have the option to customize it in case we want some custom fields, custom pages, custom reports, custom functionality that can be developed. So there are a lot of our customers who have very specific requirements in terms of what their business wants. So we also do customization. So if somebody has a question in mind whether this is very rigid or this is a flexible system, I would say that this is very flexible system, because you can what you see is already with you. We can look at that. There are hundreds of reports and hundreds of reports available in each functional area. Before going into any custom reports, look at what the system is providing, and then possibly look at uh, whether it needs a customization or not. For example, there is customer aging, there are customer statements. Just talking about the customer area. So we have sales reports, customer statistics, we have finance reports, customer statements, customer trial balance, customer balance to date. So let me just show one over here to you. 1 second, some error. Oh,
Okay, Guarav, while you're showing that, I think we have a question on the chat window that you can.
okay. Okay, the question is, can I consolidate a company into consolidated company? Uh, that can be done. Can I think in that case there should not be a requirement to consolidate a company into consolidated company, and that is not functionally. I don't understand why it should be required. But if let's say there are 5 companies, right? And I think what you are saying is that let's say I want to uh, consolidate 2 companies, company number 4 and 5, and then with that company I want to consolidate company number 2, right? So in total in this configuration, what I will do, I will consolidate 3 companies. I will create a consolidation company that shall consolidate the data from company number 2, company number 4 and 5. That is how you can achieve the consolidation in this scenario. So to answer your question, number one, we cannot consolidate a company into a consolidated company. Rather, we should consolidate 3 companies together to make a final consolidated company. Number two, we can have multiple consolidated companies. So we can say that we have, let's say, 10 companies under the group, and there are 2 companies operating, doing the trading. So we want to have a separate consolidation. 2 are into manufacturing, 2 are into e-commerce, 2 are into retail, 2 are into healthcare and logistics. So we can have different consolidation. So 5 consolidated company, and on top of that, there could be one final consolidated company. Um, so yes, you can consolidate the run consolidation on top of the consolidated companies um, that way. But if we are thinking about uh, a business unit with a consolidated company, then I think that would be difficult. Practically, I'm not sure what is the scenario you have, but you can have consolidation, many consolidation companies, and on top of that, you can have a final consolidation company which is taking the GL data, the consolidated GL data for the group from those respective 4 or 5 consolidated business central.
Okay, thank you, Guarav. So can you summarize the rest of the session so that we can close the
Sure.
session for today?
Yeah. Right. So I believe I have been able to cover and touch base in all the functional areas, in all the functional modules, talking about the things functionally as well as technically to an extent. And as we have seen, this is a cloud-ready product, runs on browser, very user-friendly. So this is definitely, it has helped hundreds and thousands of customers worldwide to address their business requirements, the business processes, not only in the accounting side, but also in their operations side. And this is a modern ERP, as I was explaining you. This is what the world today is looking at. Everybody is looking at more flexibility in terms of mobility, integrations, functionalities, customization, and and integration with other business applications. So yes, that's all from me for the demo today. Definitely, we can have specific questions answered if Ha-Shem team has certain queries coming
Of
from
course.
you. Yes, please.
Of course. Thank you so much, Guarav. Thank you for the session. It was quite insightful, and I believe it's beneficial to our customers as well. So if we have any further questions, we'll put them together and send them to you via email. I think that's good with you, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone for joining today's session. And don't forget that we also have another session tomorrow. And we'll be taking the Dynamics 365 customer engagement session tomorrow. And I would want everybody to join the session tomorrow because it's going to be telling us much more about the cloud-based customer relationship management business solution that can help you to drive your sales productivity, and it will also help you to improve the value of your marketing efforts through your social insights, business intelligence, and campaign management. So tomorrow we'll be having another session tomorrow by 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. the same time, and we'll be making use of the same link that we used today for tomorrow's session. So we'll be expecting everyone to be available for tomorrow's session, as we'll be having another speaker that will be speaking on Dynamics 365 customer engagement tomorrow. So once again, on behalf of the Ha-Shem team and the Alletec team as well, we are saying thank you to everyone for joining today's session, and see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Guarav. Thank you,
Thanks.
Globi.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.